Welcome to our educational channel. So from class 6th mathematics, the chapter number 9 is playing with numbers. So from this chapter, these are the topics I'll explain, including the problems one by one. First, let us see the simplification of brackets. Okay, brackets are grouping the symbols, right? So that and the type of brackets and how to simplify and what is the rule we have to apply, I'll explain. Then factors and multiples concept, even and odd numbers, especially the divisibility rules and divisibility properties. Rules are different and properties in other, including these factors, multiples and even and odd numbers. So these are the concepts. Let me explain one by one. First, when you come to this first topic, simplification of brackets. So brackets are grouping symbols that we know, so which are used to indicate a part of an expression. That means let us take 24 minus 6 plus 8 is in bracket minus 3. Now this is one expression. To evaluate, to calculate this, first if the expression contains one set of brackets, evaluate that part first. Only one set of bracket. So this is the one bracket. Within the bracket, we are supposed to evaluate first, right? If an expression contains two or more sets of brackets, one inside the other, evaluate the innermost set of first. So within the bracket, if there is one more bracket, we have to calculate inside first. See the topic wise. First, when you see the type of brackets, then you'll get clear idea what type of questions you can see. So only if there is a line, this is a bar or vinculum, and we have the small bracket, and these are the curly brackets and square bracket. Okay, this is bar or vinculum, and small bracket or parenthesis, and this is the curly brackets or middle brackets, and square brackets or big brackets, this one. Okay. Let us see the problems now, how to evaluate. Let us take this question. First one, 24 minus 6 plus 8 minus 3. There's only one bracket, right? So we have to evaluate within the bracket first. 24 minus this as it is. Only this value, 6 plus 8. This is supposed to evaluate. That's a 14. Now there's no bracket, you can continue one by one. 24 minus 14. This value is 10. Again minus 3. Now 10 minus 3. That is equals to 7. So finally this answer is 7. Let us see the problem wise one by one. Okay, let me take one question. Evaluate 21 minus in bracket 4 plus 5 plus 2 into 2. So if there is only one expression contain only single bracket, you have to evaluate that first. And one more rule is, if an expression contains two or more sets of brackets, one inside the other, evaluate the innermost set first. Okay, that means 4 plus 5 is innermost. This we are supposed to evaluate first, right? That is a 9. Remaining 21 minus plus 2 and into 2. So first we evaluated the small bracket, then remove the bracket. Next, again this square bracket, 21 minus 9 and plus 2. So 21 minus 9 is 12. 12 plus 2, right? That is 14. This bracket value is this. Next, into 2. Okay, this is after simplification, you can remove the bracket. 12 plus 2 is 14. Then you can remove the bracket and write 14 times 2 is 28. Let us see few problems when the brackets is all together. Then you can understand any type of question you can do in the same time. Okay, let me show the problem. Question they ask like this: simplify 14. One question let me take. 14 minus square bracket starts. So how many brackets are open? That many same bracket should be closed. 7 minus again curly bracket 8 plus 28 divided by small bracket 3 minus 4 minus 3 having vinculum, small bracket is closed, and curly bracket and square bracket. Okay, so this is a problem. First, simplifying the bar bracket. So this is bar or win club, right? We have to simplify this first. So while I doing, you can write the same stuff. 14 minus square bracket. Here is 7 minus, again curly bracket start, 8 plus 28 divided by, again open the small bracket. So 3 minus. Now, here if you observe, this vinculum is only for 4 minus 3. Don't take consider this is a minus 4, because vinculum is only on 4 and minus 3, right? So 4 minus 3 is equal to 1. Then remove the vinculum symbol. Next step, simplify the small bracket. So innermost, so within the square bracket there's a curly bracket, within the curly again there's a small bracket, right? So first you have to simplify innermost. Now 3 minus 1 value is 2. So next step, 14 minus 7, again 8 plus 28, step by step you do it, so you'll not get any mistake. 3 minus 1 is 2. Open this small bracket, again curly bracket and square. Right. Next one, 14 minus. Next you can use this division rules. So within this curly bracket, 28 divided by 2, then 8 plus, because as per the BODMAS rule studied in previous classes. So first you have to do the brackets of division multiplication. So you have to do the division first. So that means 7 minus, first this value, 28 divided by 2, 14. So 8 plus 14, this. Whenever if you simplify the last step only, you can remove the bracket. 14 minus 7 minus, so 8 plus 14, so 22. Then you can remove this curly bracket, only we have the square. 14 minus, now here is 7 minus 22. Actually 7 minus 22, that is minus 15, right? 7 minus 22 is minus 15. So next step, minus into minus is plus. 15 you can write and remove this bracket. Now 14 plus 15, so that is 29. This is the final answer. So almost all the problems in this bracket concept, you have this vinculum, small bracket, curly and square bracket. One by one from innermost you have to simplify. Factors and multiples. So already we discussed in the previous chapter this one. Let us see briefly once again. So when you come to this factors, factor of a number is an exact divisor of that number. There's a single statement. So 5 into 1 is equals to 5, right? Again 5 into 2 is equals to 10. Again 5 times 3 is 15, and so on. So 5, 10, 15 are the multiples of 5 it is. That means same way this 5 is a factor of 5, 1 is a factor of 5, and 5 and 2 are the factors of 10. So 5 and 3 are the factors of 15. To find out the factors, same way the multiples, let us take even 24. So 24 factors. The table part way if you do, then it will be easy for us to do the calculation. Now 24 factors, first 1 into 24, next 2 times 12, 3 table 8, 4 table 6, again 5 table is not there, again 6 table. That means factors of 24 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, 24. So this is one set. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12 and 24. These are the factors of 24. So this table wise, just we can make the factors for any number. Okay. The question is find all the factors of 56. 56 factors you have to find out. So you can take 56 table. That means 1 into 56 is 56. Again 2 into 28, 3 table is not there, again 4 times 14, 7 8, 56, right? That means therefore the factors of this 56 you can write 1, 2, 4, 7, 8, 14, 28, 56. So you'll not miss any number, you can find out all the factors. Same way the multiples. Multiples is just only the multiplication. Like if they're asking what are the multiples of 7. So 7, 14, 7 table. So again we need the table only. That means 7 into 1 and 7 into 2, 7 into 3, 7 into 4 and so on. That is 7, 14, 21, 28 and so on. So these are the multiples. They are asking write first 6 multiples of 8. First 6 multiples of 8. So 1 into 8, 2 into 8, 2 into 8, 3 into 8, so on up to 6 into 8. This you have to calculate. So therefore first 6 multiples of 8 are 8, 16, 24, next 32, 40, 48. Okay, this way we can do just factors and multiples, because mainly this concept in the divisible rules we are going to explain. So just as I said here now. Even and odd numbers. So before learning the concept of divisibility rules or divisibility properties, you should know the basic knowledge of the even and odd numbers. So when you see this first even numbers and next odd numbers. So when you come to this even numbers, all multiples of 2 are called even numbers. All the numbers multiples of 2, all multiples. We discussed multiples, no? So all multiples of number 2 are called even numbers. That means only the 2 table, that is each of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 and so on. This all is a multiple of 2. So these are all even numbers. So don't think the 0. So only the even numbers from 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 and so on. That means every even number is divisible by 2. Every even number is divisible by 2. If you keep on, if you get somewhere 216. 216 is even number because every even number is divisible by 2. Now if you take 216 divided by 2, it is perfectly divisible. So 216 if you take divide by 2, so you'll get the remainder 0. Remainder 0 is, that means it's perfectly divisible. So one sentence we can conclude, every even number is divisible by 2, or 2 is a factor of every even number. 2 is a factor of every even number. Even if you take 1024, this is even number. So 2 is a factor for this. So every even number 2 is a factor. Next, odd numbers. Odd numbers is just quite opposite for this. That is, numbers which are not divisible by 2 are odd numbers. So not divisible by 2 are called odd numbers. So that is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 and so on. So which are not even numbers, they are nothing but odd numbers. So since none of 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 so on is divisible by 2, right? So each of 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 so on is an odd number, right? Even numbers are divisible by 2 and odd numbers are not divisible by 2. Just remember. So every number is either even or odd. That's one thing you can conclude. Any number you take, any natural number, whole numbers, so except 0 here, right? So every number is either even or odd. A number cannot be both even as well as odd. Any number cannot be both even as well as odd. That means every number is either even or odd. So natural numbers starts with 1, right? So 1, 3, 5, 7 are odd numbers, next remaining are even. You know, the even other numbers are odd. Now using this concept, just to start the divisible rules all one by one. Divisibility rules. So let us see few rules according to your syllabus in this topic now. First one, divisibility by 2. So without doing normal or actual divisions, so using these rules we can say that number is exactly divisible by or not, right? First one, divisibility by 2. As we discussed previous, a number is divisible by 2 if its last digit is even number. Already we discussed, no? Even digits are 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Last digit must be 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8. So any number that is divisible by 2. Now let's take 1324. So this is divisible by 2. Exactly, because the units place is a even digit. And 16,978. So 8 is in units place. So last digit is either 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8. Then that is divisible by 2. Right? So all the even numbers are divisible by 2 as we discussed previous. Next, divisibility rule for 3. A number is divisible by 3 if the sum of its digits is divisible by 3. Sum of the digits is divisible by 3. It consider 4215, right? To check this number is divisible by 3 or not, sum of its digits 4 plus 2 plus 1 plus 5. You can add the digits. 4 plus 2 6 plus 1 7 plus 5 is 12. Now 12 is divisible by 3. 12 is divisible by 3. Same way this number is also divisible by 3. Now 12 is the number. 12 is exactly divisible by 3. So this 4215 also divisible by 3. Next, divisible by 4. For this rule is the number is divisible by 4 if the number represented by last two digits is divisible by 4. Last two digits. So let's take the example 1272, 19,316. These are divisible by 4 because 72 is last two digits. 72 is divisible by 4. 16 is divisible by 4. So even 19,316 also divisible by 4. For rule for 4 is last two digits is divisible by 4. And rule for 5. 5 is a number is divisible by 5 if its last digit is 0 or 5. Because if you see the 5 table, only 0 or 5 is in last digit, that is units place. So 13,715. So units place is 5. Right? 10,990. Units place is 0. Either 0 or 5 in last digit, that is units place. That number is divisible by 5. Right? Again, when it is divisible by 6. Rule for 6 is a number is divisible by 6 if it is divisible by 2 and 3. Both 2 and 3. And word is there. So it number must be divisible by 2 and 3 also, both. So let us take example. If I take 24. So according to the divisibility rule for 2 is units place must be 4. And according to the 3, 2 plus 4 is equal to 6. 6 is divisible by 3. So 24 is divisible by 2 and 3. So 24 is divisible by 6 also. Both should be in this case, right? So if one is not accepted also, you can't take this. Compulsory it should be divisible by 2 and 3, then that number is divisible by 6. Next, rule for 8. This is same like rule for 4, but in this case last to 3 digits. So last 3 digits are divisible by 8. Then the number is divisible by 8. Right? Let's take example 5408. To check this number is divisible by 8 or not, last 3 digits. 408 is exactly divisible by 8. Then you get the remainder 0 in this case. So remainder is 0. That means even 5408 also is exactly divisible by 8. Same way the last one, like 632432. So 432 is divisible by 8. So this number is also divisible by 8. Rule for 9 and rule for 3 is same, but in this case sum of the digits is divisible by 9. Sum of the digits is must be divisible by 9. Let us take one example 7236. To check this number is divisible by 9 or not, 7 plus 2 plus 3 plus 6. 7 plus 2 9 plus 9, so 18. 18 is exactly divisible by 9. So this 7236 also divisible by 9. So number is divisible by 9 only if the sum of the digits is divisible by 9. And rule for 10. 10 is simple, just the last digit is 0. The last digit or the digit in ones place must be 0. Any number 6340. So units place is 0. Okay, 199, any big number, you can keep 0 in the units place. That is divisible by 10. Next, see the rule for 11. In this case, so rule for 7 is not there, so that way we are not taking 7 in this. So divisible rule for 11 in the account of syllabus. If the difference of the sum of alternative digits of a number is divisible by 11, then the entire number is divisible by 11. Let us say, take one example, 90,816. So sum of the digits in odd places and sum of the digits in even places. So you can take 9, 8, 6. 9 plus 8 plus 6 do addition. Again other places, odd number places and even number places. 0 plus 1. 9 plus 8 plus 6 up to here is 23. 0 plus 1 is equals to 1. Now difference, you should do subtract this both. So 23 minus 1, 22. So the result is divisible by 11. That number is also divisible by 11. So if the difference of sum of alternative digits, alternate places, 1, 3, 5 places, again second and fourth places, you should add separately and subtract. That result, if it is divisible by 11, then that number is divisible by 11. Okay, this is for rule for 11. So let's take 1, 2, 7, 4, 4, 6. Check this number is divisible by 11 or not. So first, third, fifth place is addition. 1 plus 7 plus 4. This one minus other places. 2 plus 4 plus 6. 2 plus 4 plus 6. So is 8 plus 4. So 12, and this is 12. So 0. Either you get 0 or multiples of 11. That number is divisible by 11. Not only 0. 0, 11, 22, 33. Any number after doing subtraction, if you get, then that number is divisible by 11. Right? These are the basic or important properties, rules for divisibilities. Now let us see the divisibility properties. Not only rules, let me explain the divisibility properties also now. Divisibility properties. So we discussed about the divisibility rules, right? Based on that, we have to know even divisibility properties. I'll explain 5 important basic properties about this divisibility concept. First one, for any two numbers, like say x and y, if x is divisible by y, then x is divisible by each factor of y also. Let us take one example. So 36 is number. 36 is divisible by is divisible by 12. 36 is divisible by 12, right? So 36 is divisible by each factor of even 12 also. So that means 12 is the factor for 36. So every factor of 12 also is a factor of 36. So in reverse way, 36 is divisible by 12. So that means 12 factors. So 12 factors are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12, right? So 36 is divisible by all the factors of even 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12. So is the rule. For any two numbers, let's say one x and y. If x is divisible by y, then x is divisible by each factor of the y also, right? Next one. For any three numbers x, y, z, let's take three numbers x, y, z. If x is divisible by y, if x is divisible by y and y is divisible by z, then x is divisible by z also. Let us take one example. 72 is divisible by 24, right? And 24 is divisible by 4. 72 is divisible by 24. That means 24 table, 72 is there. So 24 is a factor of 72. So 72 is divisible by 24. 24 is divisible by 4. Then 72 is divisible by 4. First one is divisible by last one directly. X is divisible by y, y is divisible by z, then x is divisible by z. Right. And one more rule. Third one. If a number is divisible by two co-prime numbers, let us take 48 is number, is divisible by 2 and 3. Is divisible by 2 and 3 both. So if a number is divisible by two co-prime numbers, co-prime means no common factor except 1. This is called co-prime, right? If a number is divisible by two co-prime numbers, it is divisible by their product also. So therefore 48 is divisible by even 2 into 3, that is 6. So 48 is divisible by 2 and 3. These both are co-primes. So these two are co-primes. Co-prime means no common factor for the both except 1. Only one is the common factor, not other. This is called co-primes. In case that number is divisible by even product of that number. And this is the rule. And next one. If a number is a factor of each of the two given numbers, then it is a factor of their sum also. Okay, say for example, 3 is a number. So 3 is a factor of 18 and 24. Say 3 is a factor of 18 and 24. So 3 is a factor of 18 and 3 is a factor of 24. That means 3 is a factor of sum of these two numbers, that is 18 plus 24 also even. 18 plus 24, so 42. So 3 is a factor of even 42. So if a number is a factor of each of the two given numbers, then it is a factor of their sum, addition, right? Same way, fifth point, same like fourth one. If a number is a factor of each of the two given numbers, it is a factor of their difference also. Let's see a same previous example. So 3 is a factor of 18. So 3 is a factor of difference. So take bigger number and subtract the small number. 24 minus 18. So that is equal to 6. 3 is a factor of 6. So fourth and fifth is together. If a number is a factor of each of the two given numbers, then it is a factor of their sum. Again, it is a factor of their difference also. These are the basic or important divisibility properties. To calculate the problems we need to remember. To solve the problems is required, right? And you are watching the first time our channel, you can subscribe to it, and to follow the content or chapter wise in order, so you need to subscribe and follow that concept and learn.